Hello students, I hope you are well at your home. Today I'll be taking chapter 6 of subject science of class 10. The chapter is life processes. Today I'll be taking the topic heterotrophic nutrition. We all know that there are two modes of nutrition. One is autotrophic, the second one is heterotrophic. What happens in autotrophic? Green plants are included in autotrophic. Those organisms, they are able to make their own food. And what are heterotrophic? Heterotrophic nutrition is shown by organisms, and what do we name them? Heterotrophs. What happens in this case? They do not prepare their own food. They depend upon ready-made food. So what is the source of energy for such organisms? The source of energy is organic food that's taken from autotrophs or ready-made food that they are taking. Since they are taking the food from outside and it's complex in nature, so these organisms, they do have enzymes in them so that they can break those complex substances into simpler substances. Moving on further with this type of nutrition. Now this nutrition is further of three types: holozoic nutrition, saprotrophic nutrition and parasitic nutrition. Before talking about these three types of nutrition, let us know about this thing also. See, each organism is in an environment and we all are adapted to our environment. So accordingly we have different types of nutrition. Now these vary, okay, and why a particular organism is having this nutrition, why someone is having this nutrition, why someone is having this nutrition. It all depends upon the food that's available to the organism. And moreover, regarding that, if we talk about, it also depends upon the apparatus that an organism is having. Means how the particular organism is having a mouth to take the food. It depends upon their structure as well. Okay, the structure also it depends. The food availability it depends. For example, we'll take normally if I'm talking about this holozoic nutrition, I'll take two examples of that. I'll take a cow, I'll take a lion. For a cow, what it eats? Grass. The food source is stationary. Grass does not move. Okay, it's there only. But when we talk about lion, what happens in case of lion? If particular lion has to eat deer, the lion has to run after it. Okay, so nutrition, it always depends upon the food that's available, the type that your body structure is there. Okay, now starting with the types further. Holozoic nutrition. Keep in mind, in this type of nutrition, what happens? There are 5 steps that are followed. Ingestion. इसमें हम क्या करते हैं? खाना लेते हैं. We take it through the mouth. Ingest करते हैं. खाना लिया हमने. Then digestion. Okay, it means that particular food that we have taken is broken down into smaller particles. Then absorption. For example, if we take in case of humans, हम लेते हैं ingestion. Mouth के through हमने लिया. It goes inside our body. It starts digesting. Some digestion takes place in our mouth, some in stomach, some in small intestine. Okay. After small intestine, the things are absorbed by the body. Okay, they are absorbed by the body via blood. Okay, absorption takes place. Now afterwards, that blood takes that simple food to all parts of the body where we get energy through respiration. It means assimilation. Okay, what is assimilation? The energy that you get from the food. Okay, last is whatever is unused thing, undigested thing is sent out of the body. That's called ejection. Okay. So the organisms who follow these 5 things, they come under holozoic nutrition. What are the examples of this? In this case, you get unicellular, also multicellular organisms also, like amoeba. Okay, it also follows this ingestion, digestion, assimilation, absorption, assimilation and egestion. In animals also come under this, and human beings also. In this topic, examples are more important because sometimes they just give you an example. Like for example, they can give example like over here, if I like tapeworm is also in this category, tapeworm. This is one of the questions that have already come to previous years. Tapeworm, which shows which type of nutrition. You have to mention this nutrition that comes under heterotrophic. So examples, please note down the examples for sure. Are you clear with this topic? One more thing I would like to add on with this holozoic nutrition. Depending upon the food habit, there is one more classification. You know this thing, if we talk about animals or human beings, okay, some eat vegetarian, okay, some feed on grasses and all, okay, plant-based food. They're known as herbivores. Some feed on animal-based diet, some meat and all these things. They come under carnivores. And there are certain organisms, they feed on both the things. They come under omnivores. So this type of classification is based on food habit, whichever food they are taking, okay, it also comes under holozoic nutrition. But if they ask about the examples, they come under this, and holozygous nutrition comes under heterotrophic nutrition. Okay, you have to mention, if they give you an example, then you have to mention if they ask you which type of nutrition is this showing, then you have to mention, for example, saprotrophic nutrition, which comes under, in bracket you can write heterotrophic nutrition. Okay, I hope you are clear with this first category. Okay, it's very simple. Next is saprotrophic nutrition. Now what happens in saprotrophic? In this case, an organism, it never takes in the food. वो खाना ऐसे ही नहीं ले लेता. वो क्या करता है? It secretes digestive juices. वो अपनी बॉडी से ना कुछ जूस सिक्रीट करता है. अब जो वो बाहर मटेरियल है, इट जनरली फील्स ऑन डेड एंड डिकेइंग मटेरियल. ओके, जो बाहर डेड एंड डिकेइंग मटेरियल है, वो टुकड़ों में इट स्टार्ट्स ब्रेकिंग डाउन इनटू स्मॉल पीसेस. ओके, देन आफ्टरवर्ड्स द एंड प्रोडक्ट्स आर देयर. They are directly absorbed. You getting my point? In this case, heterotrophic nutrition, it secretes digestive juices outside the body. Okay, they never take in the food directly. Then end products of those food, वो absorb किए जाते हैं इस organism के through. Okay, and which are the examples? Bacteria is showing this time. Fungi like bread mold. You might have seen something on the bread. That's called bread mold. Okay, you might have seen sometimes on the bread. Yeast is there. Then mushrooms are there. Mushroom is also, it also comes under fungi. They show saprotrophic nutrition. The last one is parasitic nutrition. In this type of nutrition, what happens? Plant or animal, things are there, they depend on those plants or animals. For example, basic example is there, lice. You might have heard of lice in someone's hair and all that. No, they depend on organisms, but they do not kill them. Okay, nutrition is taken without killing plant and animal. Okay, these things, for example, we'll talk about example, then this will be clear to you. Lice is there. I told you in hair, you observe lice in kids and all that. What happens at that time? Lice is there. It takes nutrition from this. It takes nutrition from there, but does not kill you. Okay. So lice is there. Ticks are there. Leeches are there. Leech is a very common example. You might have seen leeches in, generally we see in rainy season. No, they just suck over there. You might have seen movies also, where in the movies, the Hollywood movies, no, whenever they go around in jungles and all, they generally, you will observe lots of leeches on the body. They suck the blood. They take nutrition, but they don't kill you, right? Last is, then next is cuscuta, and another one is tapeworm. Okay, please go for the examples for sure. Cuscuta is a plant parasite. Keep in mind, okay, these are examples. These are parasites. Okay, it's parasitic nutrition. These are parasites, और ये जिन पे depend करते हैं, we call them as host. जिन पे depend करेंगे. Okay, cuscuta is one of the example here. Nothing is there that depends on plant. It's a plant parasite. You might have heard another name also, amarberry. It depends upon certain plant for its food. The plant name is not in your syllabus, it's still here. So are you clear with heterotrophic nutrition? Please go with examples. The basic understanding should also be there. Whenever they give you an example, how will you answer? You will please mention, for example, if they ask you anything like bread mold, which type of nutrition, then you mention saprotrophic nutrition. In bracket you will mention heterotrophic nutrition. Okay, because it's better to specify the answers properly. So this is much for today. Thank you. Stay home, stay safe.